give a call to the Honourable Leader of the Opposition.
Thank you very much, Mr Speaker. My questions to the Prime Minister. Before the election, the Prime Minister promised to make families' lives easier through cutting power bills by $275, a promise repeated on 97 occasions, as well as promising to deliver cheaper mortgages. Prime Minister, isn't it true that these promises were just ploys to win votes, and Labor have failed to deliver on these fundamental promises which impact families the most? Will the Prime Minister apologise to Australian families?
Give a call to the Prime Minister, who will be heard in silence. Members on my left. Member for Page. I give the call to the Prime Minister when the House comes to order. Call the Prime Minister.
Thanks very much, Mr Speaker. And I thank very much the Leader of the Opposition for his question, which goes to whether we are making measures to improve people's living standards. And the commitments, that we gave, and I'll take the interjection, which is another way to term it,
the member
whether
for
we're
Deakin
keeping
will
our
cease
promises.
interjecting.
Well, we are keeping our promise to lift the minimum wage. We did that when we put in a submission of the Fair Work Commission of which resulted in a 5.2% increase in the minimum wage. This week we will pass our secure work, better pay legislation aimed at lifting wages, aimed at making sure that we look after working people. That Secure Jobs Better Pay bill will have a number of measures in it which will make a difference to people's living standards, putting gender equity and job security at the heart of the Fair Work Commission's decision-making, banning pay secrecy clauses, giving the Commission the expertise and powers to end the historic inequality between the pay and conditions in female-dominated care industries. That will make an enormous difference. Expanding access to flexible work arrangements, particularly for women and others with caring and educational responsibilities. If you combine that with cheaper childcare and you combine that with increased paid parental leave, then that will make an enormous difference, especially prohibiting sexual harassment in the Fair Work Act. You don't think that improves people's living standards?
Order. The Prime Minister will pause and I'll hear from the Manager of Opposition Business.
Well, Mr Speaker, on relevance, in question time, you've previously upheld a point of order because the Minister's answer— Resume
your seat. The question included, isn't it true you made promises? The Prime Minister is talking about his commitments. It was a very broad question and a very political question. And I give the call to the Prime Minister.
It was indeed, Mr Speaker. I can see why they're embarrassed, because they voted against all of this. They voted against bolstering the ability of workers to recover unpaid entitlements. They voted against it being against the law to advertise a job that pays below the minimum wage. They voted against that. They voted against it, and they said it's all wrong, it's all bad. We're going to reform the Better Off Overall test as well to make enterprise bargaining more attractive. We've delivered on our commitment to establish a Royal Commission into RoboNet. And don't those over there like that? What's coming out of that? Don't they enjoy that? We're repairing our international relations, which we said we would do. They're still trashing them. They're still busy trashing the relationships, particularly in the Pacific. We've delivered already the regional first home buyers guarantee, and that's coming in with more than 1,000 people have signed up already. We've already expanded the Commonwealth Seniors Health Card. We've abolished the cashless debit card. We are delivering on our promises. We have spent 6 months delivering on our promises. Those opposite just stood still for a decade, and ever since then they've been coming to terms with it.